UBC, inspiring Uganda.
A very good afternoon to you all, and welcome from me, Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, to Lunchtime News here on UBC TV this Tuesday, the 7th day of January 2025. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. Now, the government has initiated the process of developing a concept for national values aimed at promoting morality and patriotism. Minister of State for National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, emphasized that the National Values Task Force will play a critical role in consulting stakeholders to draft these values. We have more in this story.
State Minister for National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, has officially launched the Technical National Values Task Force, which is tasked with developing a comprehensive set of national values and objectives. During the retreat to inaugurate the task force, the minister emphasized that these values will help shape society's perspective and foster collective aspirations.
What our beliefs as Ugandans that can really unite us, can inspire us to work hard, and can make us proud of being Ugandans.
The task force includes members from the key government ministries, departments and agencies who have been specifically selected to draft values focused on promoting selflessness and national harmony.
The public, we shall sample from the public, and then we say this is what we think should be our national values, and we hear what they say. They can add, they can subtract, they can modify, and then later we are going to produce a paper, and then we are going to see how we do the implementation and the dissemination of those national values.
The values will be inclusive and considerate of the diverse beliefs and perspectives within the nation.
When we talk about objective number 29, where they say that it's the duty of every citizen to be patriotic, to participate in the development of the society, to do correct parenthood, we can pick from those areas and say, okay, now in this area, what is it that now which can apply to everybody? Then at the end of the day, we shall make necessary consultations. When we agree, then we say, yes, these are our values.
This marks the initial stage of the process, with plans to engage all relevant stakeholders and conduct extensive research to support the development of these values. Lydia Chomkama and Ivan Kawa.
Very clearly.
Now, the government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Works and Transport, has launched the operation of digital number plates, urging all vehicle and motorcycle owners to switch to the digital system within 2 years. Now, during the launch of the digital number plates at the Malaba border point, Susan Kataiki, the spokesperson of the Ministry of Works and Transport, affirmed that the new digital technology has been tested and proven to ensure the safety of vehicles and motorcycles. She urged the public to embrace this technological advancement. Meanwhile, Galina Sialova, the head of communication at Global Security, the company that has been contracted to produce these number plates, assured Ugandans of the availability of sufficient number plates and efficient service delivery. Take a watch.
To do an activation of the third phase of our rollout for the digital registration plates. We started this project, implementing it started in 2023. We started with government vehicles. This number plate, it goes beyond a number plate. It has security features, as you have been told before, that the reason for this project was for the safety and security of vehicles, motorcycles, and the people of Uganda while on the roads.
In this collaboration, nothing changes. The same process flow is the same process flow we are going to flow with. People will pay their taxes, for those who are paying taxes for cars above 13 years and not more than 15, at the port of Mombasa. When they arrive, they will be cleared the same way we've been clearing. The only change is now the issue of fixing the number plate here at the border. You will arrive, we clear you to arrive into the country, and the process of the digital plate takes over.
I would like to assure the public that on this side, on the side of the number plates, we have enough. And right now we have enough for about 3 months' time. And now we are producing more and more and more. So it will always be more in stock than the country actually needs.
So far, those that have been fitted with the digital registration plates, we have 2,143 units. Those are the ones for government that have been fitted with the digital registration plates. Then when we come to the private and public motorcycles, we have 11,721 units.
Stop breathing. To be a winner, you must breathe only when necessary. Breathing is for losers. What is that? Did I give you permission to sweat? You can sweat in your free time. Push the arms straight.
Winning is hard, but with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Uganda, are you ready to kick things up to the next level? The Uganda National Lottery brings you Sports Stake 10. Predict the results of 10 football games and win big. With tickets at only 500 shillings, join the fun and make your predictions count with Sports Stake 10. Sports Stake 10, your ticket to football glory.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Uganda will host the African Union Extraordinary Summit of Heads of State and Government from the 9th to the 11th January 2025 at the Munyonyo Commonwealth Resort and Convention Center. The summit will consider and adopt the new Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program, CADIP framework, and sign the Kampala Declaration to run for the next 10 years. The CADIP Kampala 2025 summit will unite over 2,000 delegates, including government leaders, private sector and stakeholders, under the theme, Building Resilient Agri-Food Systems in Africa.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Form Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Form Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Junko, yo, what you check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, it is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Junko, I thought I was one of your friends.
You are,
but you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief, and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government, designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Welcome back. Let's have a look now at international news. We begin in the United States, where the Biden administration on Monday removed obstacles to India's quest for nuclear power, with U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan visiting New Delhi and describing the India-U.S. collaboration as crucial for peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific.
India's nuclear power ambitions face one fewer obstacle now, said U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan in New Delhi.
The United States is now finalizing the necessary steps to remove long-standing regulations that have prevented civil nuclear cooperation between India's leading nuclear entities and U.S. companies. The formal paperwork will be done soon, but this will be an opportunity to turn the page on some of the frictions of the past.
Indian liability rules had posed an obstacle to U.S. companies that hoped to build power plants in India, in that they assigned high liability to builders and suppliers of nuclear power plants in case of accidents. President Joe Biden has elevated Washington's relationship with New Delhi, and in September hosted Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his home for the first leaders' gathering of the Quad, 4 nations poised as a counterweight to Beijing. India watchers in Washington say Sullivan's visit launched key announcements in areas like space cooperation, defense, and more, all meant to build momentum for the next U.S. administration, and to let the outgoing leadership make a point.
So I think it really does put a really strong pound point on the fact that India is prioritized there and above a lot of our other partnerships.
And it's a partnership that has grown even amid their differences, like India's continuing ties with Moscow after Russia invaded Ukraine. Rosso listed reasons that he believes security cooperation will stay afloat, and cited Trump and Modi's good personal rapport. The tension this time around, he said, will be economic.
You're going to have less cheering for outbound investments, a lot more pressure in India to buy more American goods, whether it's hydrocarbons or defense goods, the things the government of India actually has control of buying. So the economic side is where I'm a little bit more concerned. I think India will fare better than a lot of our major partnerships in the next 4 years.
The two renew this relationship in January. Anita Powell, VOA News, Washington.
To the UK now, where British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has criticised those, in his words, spreading lies and misinformation after coming under fire from billionaire Tesla Chief Executive Officer Elon Musk. Now, the ally of US President-elect Donald Trump accused Starmer of failing to prosecute past cases of child sexual exploitation.
In recent days, billionaire Tesla CEO Elon Musk has taken aim at the British government in a series of posts on his social media site X. Without providing evidence, he accused the British government of complicity in the alleged failure to prosecute so-called grooming gangs. The cases stretch back over 20 years, involving the sexual exploitation of children by gangs of men. Tim Bale is a professor of politics at Queen Mary University, London.
There was a feeling that grooming gangs, particularly those made up of men from Pakistani descent, weren't being prosecuted and weren't being investigated by police as strongly as they should have been. Partly, I think, because of the police's attitude towards the complainants, mainly working class girls who weren't taken very seriously by the police. And also, some would allege, because of sensitivities surrounding, if you like, the kind of community relations aspect. In other words, police and authorities being scared of being called racist.
Among those alleging a cover-up at the time was the extreme right activist Tommy Robinson, who is currently in jail on unrelated charges. Musk wrote on X that Robinson should be freed and, quote, those who covered up this travesty should take his place in that cell. Musk accused British Prime Minister Keir Starmer of failing to prosecute the grooming gangs when he was Britain's chief prosecutor. Speaking Monday, Starmer offered this response.
Those that are spreading lies and misinformation as far and as wide as possible, they're not interested in victims. They're interested in themselves. Those who are cheerleading Tommy Robinson, not interested in justice. They're supporting a man who went to prison for nearly collapsing a grooming case, a gang grooming case.
Starmer added that, as chief prosecutor, he had reopened numerous child abuse cases and brought the first prosecution of an Asian grooming gang. But Musk later repeated his criticism, labelling the Prime Minister, quote, utterly despicable. Starmer did not call out Elon Musk by name, notes analyst Bale.
Because of his closeness, at the moment anyway, to Donald Trump, Starmer has to be, I think, very careful, has to choose his words carefully, and therefore can't go against Musk by name.
Musk has also criticised German Chancellor Olaf Scholz and openly supports the far-right Alternative for Germany party. Some lawmakers have called for European regulators to take action against X for allegedly spreading misinformation.
I doubt, however, that actually that much will happen in that respect, simply because although Elon Musk likes to see himself as a kind of free speech absolutist, most politicians in most countries, in most parties, are themselves in favour of free speech.
In a further twist, Musk on Monday appeared to turn on Nigel Farage, a longtime ally of Donald Trump. Musk wrote on X that Farage, quote, doesn't have what it takes to lead Britain's Reform Party after Farage refused to support jailed activist Tommy Robinson. Farage replied that he stood by his position. Henry Ridge.
To the Middle East now, where the war in Gaza has intensified the connection that many Jews around the world feel to Israel and has sparked a wave of immigration to the Jewish state. At the same time, a growing number of Israelis are leaving the country, at least temporarily. Let's have more in this story.
Rachel Dalit moved from the U.S. to Israel to play professional women's soccer. A recent graduate of the University of Wisconsin, she says she felt unsafe walking through the pro-Palestinian encampments on her school's campus after the war between Israel and Hamas began in 2023. She was even attacked with a heavy object that someone threw at her when she draped an Israeli flag around her shoulders.
The war deepened my connection to the Israeli people, to the Jewish homeland, and made me want to be with more people like myself. I come from a small community of Jews in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and obviously being here, majority of people are Jewish, and just being surrounded with that on a daily is something special.
Dalit says her family is proud of her accomplishments in Israel, but worried about her safety.
From my parents' perspective, it feels scarier, and they're scared for my safety, but I've never felt safer. And Israelis are living their daily lives, and to the fullest, they value life so much.
Israel's immigration minister, Ophir Sofer, says 33,000 immigrants have come to Israel in the past year, despite the war and rocket attacks on much of Israel. Immigrants from North America get support from Nefesh B'Nefesh, an organization that facilitates Jewish immigration. Officials with the organization say there has been a 60% increase in immigration applications in the past year, although they're not sure how many will move to the country.
When the war happened, I think there was an incredible emotional connection that people had. First was the shock and the terror of digesting what happened, but in reaction, some people really saw their connection strengthen and saw their place in Israel.
The Hamas attack of October 7, 2023 had a personal effect on Peter Sugarman, a British private equity businessman. He and his wife were visiting Israel with their son and grandchildren on that day and had to take refuge in their hotel bomb shelter for many hours. Exactly a year later, on October 7, 2024, he and his wife became new immigrants.
My wife and I felt after that the time had come to make a concerted effort to arrive in Israel within a year of that date. We felt that we wanted to, best way of supporting the Jewish people was to get even more involved, and that meant coming to Israel.
At the same time as immigrants are coming to Israel, many Israelis are leaving. The Central Bureau of Statistics found that more than 82,000 Israelis moved abroad in 2024, in contrast to about 35,000 in past years. Many cited the ongoing war and Israel's political unrest as reasons for leaving. Meanwhile, many of the new immigrants say they are learning to live with the frequent rocket attacks and look forward to contributing to a peaceful Israel in the future. Linda Gradstein, VOA News, Jerusalem.
The U.S. Congress on Monday certified that President-elect Donald Trump won the 2024 election. 4 years ago today, Trump's supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol to overturn the certification of Joe Biden's 2020 election win.
4 years after the most tumultuous certification of election results in U.S. history, a quiet and orderly process Monday, as the U.S. Congress certifies that Donald Trump won the 2024 election. The new Senate Majority Leader John Thune hailed the victory.
Republicans improved our margins in nearly 90% of counties in the United States and grew support with nearly every demographic group. The Republican coalition is broad and strong and growing. Now the work begins of delivering on our agenda. And, Mr. President, Republicans are ready to go.
Despite her loss to Trump, Vice President Kamala Harris fulfilled her constitutional duty of presiding over the certification of the election. Only 2 other sitting U.S. vice presidents have presided over electoral counts after their losses for the presidency. Richard Nixon in 1961 and Al Gore in 2001.
For president and vice president.
In a taped statement earlier Monday, Harris emphasized the importance of a peaceful transfer of power.
This duty is a sacred obligation, one I will uphold, guided by love of country, loyalty to our Constitution, and my unwavering faith in the American people.
One analyst told VOA that duty is part of a long tradition of American leaders respecting the democratic process.
This is her role to play, that she's going to carry it out purposefully and as intended. And that just shows the commitment to a peaceful transfer of power, even and especially if you are the one on the losing end of the election. It shows a strength and a commitment to these ideals, something that we've taken for granted for too long and now need to return to.
But congressional Democrats say January 6, 2021 should not be forgotten.
Far too many individuals have tried to rewrite the history of January 6th.
have tried to sweep the truth under the rug and pretend like the day was perfectly fine or even a moment of
Let's look at business news now. And in a bid to empower businesses and individuals in the financial landscape post-festive season, Absa Bank has launched Joga 2025. Now, with this campaign, Absa Bank clients can access salary loans of up to 300 million shillings with no need for collateral security. Now, the launch has been held at the Absa headquarters in Nakasero, Kampala.
Following the festive season, which is generally characterized by a lot of spending, travel and the like, the beginning of the year prompts individuals to set new resolutions, goals and aspirations that require financing. To support its clients, financial institutions always come with strategies to assist them.
We are aware that the recently concluded season, the Christmas season, as you all have celebrated, that a lot has happened and that people have spent.
Absa Bank has launched Joga 2025 with special focus to assist its clients with convenient loan repayments. Under this arrangement, there is a special boost to parents who can now access school fees loans or non-collateral loans of up to 300 million Uganda shillings with zero arrangement fees.
But Joga 2025 provides solutions to our customers. We are getting into the area of school fees. We have also come out of the season of paying taxes. And for those who missed out something, Joga is the solution for you. It's a new year and you can start with new things. Think about a new house, think about a new car. You need to put Joga 2025.
Recognizing human capital development. Recognizing human capital development as critical to the nation's development, as outlined in Uganda's Vision 2040, this campaign is designed to enhance both individuals' aspirations and empower business growth to achieve their goals and stay afloat amidst the year's ups and downs.
We do salary loans of up to 300 million shillings. And that is unsecured, and I think that's quite attractive for anybody to start the year with the different plans.
This move aims to address the challenge of access to credit due to stringent collateral requirements.
Now for businesses, we also do unsecured loans of up to 200 million that should really facilitate those quick needs for those businesses, especially as the year starts. So I encourage all those business customers who are not with Absa, but even those that are with Absa, that feel that they need that financial push to get started with the year, to really talk to us.
UBC News.
Sports news now, and we begin with netball. And Uganda's national netball team, the She Cranes, has officially started training ahead of the Vitality Netball Nations Cup next month. John Bansentamo reports.
Fresh from a decent performance at the Africa Netball Cup, where Uganda finished second last month, the She Cranes has entered non-residential training ahead of Vitality Netball Nations Cup due in England next month. The training at Makerere University main ground was tutored by coach Rashid Mobiru, who is assisted by former centre player Ruth Meme.
I started coaching on under 18, where I won gold in Botswana for under 18 national team. I came back on the board on the senior team in 2015 for World Cup. Then I came back on the board on 2018 Commonwealth Games, where we finished number 6 in the world. Then I came back 2019 for Africa. So today they have chosen me on merit to train the She Crane.
This is the first assignment for Netball Uganda's executive committee, whose members are optimistic they summoned the perfect crop of technical officials and players.
The coaches have been changed. When Netball Uganda came in place, we immediately formed a selection policy. And this selection policy is a document, which document will be explained fully on Wednesday. But I can only make one comment on it. We are looking at a coach with international experience and exposure. And I want to inform you that the coaches we have today are acting coaches, because we feel there is time for us to have a call. People send in applications, and these applications are vetted, and we come up with the coaches.
The team includes Stella Oyela, Mary Noba, Barbara Namkaya, Lydiana Chola, Nasim Motesi, and Joan Riroboth.
I wish to appreciate each and everyone who has turned around for this training for the first day. As I told you earlier, it's going to be a competitive training, because whoever is around here has been summoned through opportunity and merit.
Others in camp include Margaret Bagala, Rachel Nanyonga, Fridaus Namlema, Sandra Nambirige, and Sylvia. The Vitality Netball Nations Club will be hosted by England and will also have Malawi and South Africa.
Football now, and Onduparaka Football Club has launched a fundraising campaign to purchase a minibus aimed at addressing the transport challenges they are facing. And the club is targeting 250 million shillings with a goal of having the minibus delivered to Greenlight Stadium within 7 months. Back in 2019, Onduparaka FC initiated a similar fundraising effort to raise funds for a bus when the club was competing in the Uganda Premier League.
As fans leadership, we sat down and realized that there is one mega expense which, if taken off from the club, the welfare of the team will improve, and that is none other than the expense of transportation.
At the moment, the club is fighting to honor fixtures, and the cost of honoring some fixtures is extremely high. A case in study is a trip to Kabale. The club spent 12 million. And this is not the first time the club is making this attempt. There were people who made an attempt to buy a bus for the club. People contributed money. 411 people contributed. They contributed 15 million Ugandan shillings. But this is common knowledge. 15 million, you can't even go and attempt to ask for price of a bus. Unless a bus made out of Onduparaka thing there, that thing you can ask. Sogam thing you can ask. We're able to find out the 15 million, and we also have 10 million from MTN. Then the club chairman and the director also contributed 5 million, making a total of 30 million. On that note, we got energy to now move ahead. We are not going for a big bus now. We realize a good minibus is between 180 million to 200. This is foreign used. However, we realized when it comes, the chairs are not comfortable. We'll have to work on the chairs, put charging system for our players, put a modest TV for our players, because they travel long distance so they can travel comfortably. We decided to have estimated project cost of 250 million.
Onduparaka, they are fundraising for a minibus. And that story brings us to the end of this lunchtime news edition here on UBC TV. Thank you so much for having kept us company. My name is Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, wishing you a blessed afternoon.